or should I call you CP? But yeah, I want you to stay in the light. You know what I'm saying? We had a very, very good time together. Like so much, so much, so much, so much, so much.
I'm anxiously waiting for the Karen Reid verdict at the moment. It's in the afternoon here, late afternoon, and I'm going to have a late lunch. But I wanted to get this video done because it's been a long time since I have done a video or an analysis on strictly on the personality of a person, the human behavior, the personality and the personality traits. It's a very long time since I've done a video solely on someone's personality traits. That's what I'm trying to say. I've done it a little bit with videos with other people, but I haven't done. I used to do that quite a lot. I've done it with Chris Watts. I've done it with Laurie Vallow, and I've done it with many others actually. And I want to do that today because I really haven't done one in a long time. I don't do timelines like Dr. Grande does, and we know that Dr. Grande is the king of this stuff. I don't always agree with him, but he's good at what he does, and obviously he has a very, very large following. So Diddy, after all that I've learned about him, all that's come out in terms of video footage, recordings, his own take on this, his own videos, particularly the apology video, things that I've heard from people who have testified, particularly from Cassie, I have come to my conclusion as to the type of person that he is, and the personality traits that he has. This is somebody that you would never ever want to be involved with romantically. He may be a good friend, maybe not. He may be, fun to hang out with from time to time, but this is not somebody that you would ever want to have a personal relationship with. This is somebody who needs to have control over another person. Power, money, and control is what drives somebody like Diddy. And if he doesn't have that, he's not satisfied. He doesn't feel happy. He needs to have absolute power and control in a relationship. It's his world and you're just living in it. One of the main traits that I see in Diddy, based upon all I've heard and all I've learned and all I've researched, is obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD. So he needs to be in control of everything, right down to the finer details. What you see with the baby oil and the other paraphernalia that was found in his home. He hoards things because he has an obsession. It's not one, for most people, having one or two, maybe 3 bottles of baby oil at a time is enough, regardless of what activities they're going to do or carry out. But he has to have multiple bottles of baby oil because he's obsessed. He's driven by absolute obsession. And if you're dating him, like Cassie was, then he's driven by his obsession with you and what he can use you for. This man, Diddy, had no intention of making Cassie a star. No, that was not his intention. He saw that's what she wanted. He saw that that's what she was hungry for. And he knew that he could use her desire to be a star and make it in the industry as his own power tool over her. That he could dangle the carrot and say, oh, I'm going to, make you put out this record tomorrow, today, next week, if you just do this little thing that I want you to do. And we all know what that is. She was used for his own twisted, deviant fantasies. Because of his immense wealth, He knows that he can buy and pay people off. And we see that in the video. He knows that he can buy people's silence. He knows that he can use Cassie's recordings and tapes of the freak-offs as a way to control her. If you don't do this, I'm going to release this, and everyone's going to know what you've been doing. So he knows that he can have power and control over somebody with his wealth, using his wealth. I mean, Cassie, on her own, without him, wouldn't be known. No one would know who she is. She's pretty. She has a nice little figure. But she needed him. She was dependent on him. And this is what someone like Diddy loves. People that are dependent on him, that need him. That feeds his narcissism. That feeds his ego. And he can use that for his own personal gain. His ability to charm and manipulate, and manipulation is key here because that's another thing that he's very good at, using his immense wealth. His ability to manipulate others has what's allowed him to keep all of these secrets going for so long. People can be bought and paid for, and he knew it. He knew he could use his immense wealth to do that. There are a lot of people who should have spoken out a lot sooner and made this all public a lot sooner, but they didn't because they were probably bought and paid for or manipulated in some way. And manipulation has many, many guises. This is not a person that is in any way good. This is a wolf. Wolf in sheep's clothing. And also his immense wealth has enabled him to get off time and time and time again. If he was just a bus driver with very little, he probably wouldn't be still around, walking the streets. Because of his celebrity, his wealth, his connections, his ability to have power, control, and manipulation over others, he was able to get away with all of this for so long. I don't need to go into any details. Anyone who has taken one look at Diddy, this case, watch any documentary, and watch his own apology video, which his apology video was to cover his A. That was also a form of manipulation because he had denied and denied up until that tape was revealed, that footage of him and Cassie. And then when it was finally revealed what he really was, who he really was, with that footage, he came out and he said how sorry he was and how he was in a very dark place and poor me. That was also manipulation. That was to cover his arse. I tried to make everything as advertiser friendly as possible. He was trying to cover himself, make excuses for himself. When in reality, there's nothing excusable about that footage of him with Cassie in that hotel corridor. This is somebody that should have gone down a long time ago and that should be sharing a room, a bed, a toilet with the others. And with the others, I mean the Kellys of the world, the Steens of the world. P. Diddy's success and wealth was built from his music empire, and then he branched into other areas. But music is the foundation of the fruits of his labor, and the money that he's made is from finding talent and sort of living off of other people's talents, because no one would say that he's the greatest rapper in the world. But Biggie Smalls was, who he discovered, produced, Biggie Smalls is considered one of the top 3 rappers of all time. No one would say P. Diddy is a great rapper or a great dancer. No, his talent, P. Diddy's talent, was discovering other talent that he could ride off of. That's his talent, and that is actually a talent in itself. His talent and his vision was discovering people who were talented that he could make money from, that he can make money off of. Everyone in his life was there to be used, and he was able to use the talent of many young Black African American artists to get rich and to get wealthy. Mary J. Blige is one of them. And what you see in that footage with Cassie is somebody having a temper tantrum because they're not getting their own way, because she wants to leave. She's made the decision to leave, to go, to get out of that situation, but he doesn't want her to. So he's having a tantrum. How dare she walk out when I want to have my fun? He's been very successful in music. Like I said, he's used other people's talent to make himself rich. He used a sample from Sting to create a massive worldwide hit. And he made a lot of money from that song, even though he has to pay Sting royalties. Money, wealth, power facilitated all the things that he did. And he did it very well.